Hello everybody and welcome to Nintendo Plays Aurora 4X. This is a space game where you manage a space empire, and it's becoming quite popular because of Quill18 his video about it. He does a new series, and there is not that much recent playthroughs of the series. So I decided, why not start a playthrough myself? Because I really enjoyed this game as well. I think I have less experience than Quill18 in this game, but I have quite some hours already logged into it, and know some mechanics, and am terribly ignorant of some others, but I think I can do quite well. So what I want to do with this particular game is I want to make a kind of a roleplay style experience, and I would like you to participate in that as well. So when we go along in the game, I would like it if you leave some comments and tell me things to do, make up characters inside this empire we're going to create, and make kind of a story out of it, and try to give me tasks or requests and things like that. And I will try my best to incorporate that into the series itself. Well, be aware, of course, when I'm playing this, I usually record it into like 1 to 4 episode sessions. So if you leave a comment on episode 1, probably around episode 5 I will have read it, and I would have been able to incorporate it into the series itself. Great. Now, the game name will be the Let's Play Universe. We're not going to use the Space Master password. And I'm gonna provide the basic backstory of what happened in this universe. So we're gonna start in the year 1. What happened is World War III broke out. Who started it? Nobody's sure, but the devastation was complete. Only 500 million people are still alive. And when the ashes finally were settled down, the smoke clouds cleared, people decided that this is enough. We need to stop the bickering. So they created the Alliance. The Alliance is an alliance of everybody that's still left on the planet. Those 500 million people, they decided this is enough. And they started counting from year 1. And the short name for the Empire title will be Alliance. But man changed in this war. It waged for a couple of years, and they became something different, something transhuman. They didn't feel comfortable calling themselves human anymore. Their ethics completely changed. They were more peaceful, more looking for progress together instead of annihilating each other. And therefore they also renamed the home planet. It's called New Earth. For a government type, I'm gonna stay with player race, and the main empire team will be United States, and the commander team as well. English is the major language in this new empire. There's no other language spoken anymore. Some people maybe speak it at home, but everybody else always speaks English everywhere. So something strange happened as well during this war. Some special new minerals were discovered deep inside of the earth, and those were used to augment the people. Scientists were giving some small doses of a weird mineral, and their brain power became stronger. Soon they discovered that these new minerals had some really strange properties. They didn't obey the laws of physics as normal minerals and elements did, and they called them trans-Newtonian elements. So we're going to start with a conventional start. The war is just over, but we have discovered that trans-Newtonian elements exist and trying to work with them. Find out how we can use this more productive than just giving small doses to some scientists or some soldiers, because we need to consider the whole population now. We want a better life for everybody. So the species tolerance, I'm gonna leave it at standard. We didn't deviate that much from our ancestors. We're gonna have 6 jump points. It's the recommended amount for a starting system, as far as I know, just to make sure that you're not isolated in a pocket corner inside of the galaxy. And the population limit and everything is going to be the same, but I'm gonna tick on the no missile base for conventional start. For over here, this is fine. I'm gonna leave the precursors and the star swarm on. They are present in the universe, but we are completely ignorant as of yet. The galactic invaders, I'm not gonna turn them on. I have not played with them yet, so I kind of feel uncomfortable to play with them now. So we are going to tick off these numbers in the beginning. When we explore the galaxy, new races will be discovered, but because I'm going to do a roleplay and probably a really slow start, I want to make sure that the AI doesn't go crazy exploring and therefore opens up like 20 new empires while we are still in our own solar system colonizing some far moon or something like that. So this all needs to be turned off. I don't want it. I want to have realistic commander promotions. I want them to have political bonus as well, because even though we're in a new society, people still try to get ahead with other means than just their skill. They make friends in high places and things like that happen. And I'm going to turn on the orbital motions for asteroids, and the rest all is fine like this. So yeah, let's create the game. He's now gonna load my erase generation, and we'll now continue, I believe, with the rest of the universe, which will take a little bit, but probably not that long. I hope, at least. Yes, no, maybe. But I'm really excited about this game. I've been looking at it a couple of times before. It's done. But it's really difficult to get into. But I finally managed, and yeah, this is the game. Glorious, isn't it? Press F3 and a whole new screen comes to life. Alright. Oh. So this is our star system, the Sol star system, and deep down we see familiar planets like Mars and Venus and New Earth. There's some comets going around. Alright, cool. So we want to show events at the bottom. We have a shipping line, Margulis Interstellar. And yeah, this is where we live now, in this solar system. Asteroids around, the first asteroid belt, and a further asteroid belt around it. Glorious. I'm gonna turn off the asteroids because they clutter the screen a little bit too much for me, and the jump point server locations are not necessary yet either. Alright, so this is our solar system for now. Back to New Earth. That's where we start. Let's look at our planet. We have some population that works on the agriculture, because people need to eat. A lot of people work in the service industry, and the rest is available for manufacturing. After the war, people really decided to make more babies. So we have a quite high growth rate. Since I don't think the deaths in the population are calculated separately, so this is the growth rate. And that's quite high for at least civilized countries have a lot lower. You can also see we have some available workers, and hopefully we'll be able to put them to work really soon, because we kinda need that. Now, we cannot build that many things. We have discovered the new elements. We know pretty much in what quantities they are available and where they are, but we don't really know how to use them well. And therefore we can't really build many things that uses those elements. You can see that the things that we build actually do help a bit, but not that much. Now let's look how much of what do we have. So we have some uranium, not that much, it's not that good. We have some boronite, quite a lot of it. Boronite we're in good supply of boronite, that's good at least. And uranium has at least a relatively good accessibility. So what happens is we have an annual production of 1000. 1000 conventional industry divided by 10, and then times 10, because that's for the mineral production rate if it has an accessibility of 1. And then we would produce 1000, which you can see for boronite we produce 1000 per year. Since uranium has an accessibility of 0.9, we can only produce 900. Unfortunate. We need a lot more of that. So eventually we will be converting some of this conventional industry, and we will be converting it into specialized mines, specialized factories, fuel refineries and such things. Talking about fuel refineries, since we don't have any ships, and we're not gonna have it in probably the coming year, or years probably even, I'm gonna stop the fuel refineries and just leave it like this for the moment. We have quite a lot of thorium, and it's an excess of 0.9, which means we produce 900, but I think the refineries might use more than is coming in, and he will complain a little bit about that, and I'm not really sure I want that. So we have one naval shipyard. Only has 1000 tons per slipway at the moment. It's not gonna be enough. So what we're gonna say, I want you to continually expand, and now every 5 days, which 5 days is the tick where research, industry, and most important things that you can find in these screens will tick in 5-day increments. And every 5 days this will tick up. Good. Now let's go to research and see what researches we have acquired. We have some sensor and technology, biology and genetics, power and propulsion, which is important, but unfortunately there is nobody who has construction and production. This is gonna slow us down quite a bit, because as you can see, people have a bonus over here and a specialization. If I assign King Philby to the Transnewtonian technology, which is I think the most important one in the beginning, then he will research at a rate of 200 research points per year per research lab. We have 5 available. He will add a bonus of 20% to that. You do the math. If we have 5 research labs, that's 1000 research point. At 20%, we become a 1200. If he was a construction and production specialist, his bonus would be 4 times instead of 1 time. And it would add up quite a lot. It will be an 80% bonus, and we do 1800 instead of 1200. It's a 600 research point swing. But you can't have everything. Now, I really do think that this is the most important technology to get, and I wish to get it as soon as possible. So I'm going to use Monroe Innes, who is a power and propulsion specialist and has also a roll bonus of 20%. She can use 15 labs, which is not really important right now, but the reason why I'm going to do Monroe Innes and not Marcus McLeave or King Philby is because she's a power and propulsion expert, and as long as you are using labs for a project, you have a higher chance of increasing your skill. And of these people with 20% bonus, I would like to have Monroe Innes as skilled as possible. Good. So we have research going on right now. Awesome. It tells me we have an annual research production of 1,200 like we predicted. And that would mean that this research will be done the 1st of March in year 5. So that's quite a long way away, and we're not going to do that in 5 days increment because it will take simply too long. But we can use this time productively. When we go back to our industry, we have 1,000 of this like the old industry, but still it's industry and it does production, it does everything. And I would like to use that for something. We have some ordnance capacity and fighter capacity. We're not going to use that, but we're going to produce a military academy with him, and it will be done the 25th of May on the 3rd year of our new counting. I should come up with a name for this calendar. New Reckoning maybe? Something like that. If you have a good suggestion, please leave it in the comments. We might be able to work something out. Alright, so we have some production. Our shipyards are expanding. Our shipyard is expanding. The Simard and Galley. Our research is being constructed being done as well. Monroe Innes is hard working, I'm sure. Now we want to make a not team. I want to look at my academy, and at the moment we have an academy level of 1, and that means 5 officers graduate per year. It's not that much. So when this academy actually gets upgraded, it goes to an academy level of 2. Great. That means I'm not sure if it doubles, but it will mean we get a lot of extra people graduating from it, because the military academy not only graduates military naval officers and ground force officers, no, also civilian administrators and scientists. And we could use a good scientist, can't we? So let's go to civilian administrators, because there is something important, of course, we need to do. We have survived the war, and Earth is united in New Earth and under the Alliance, and we now need a governor of New Earth. And governors, they provide you with a bonus. You can see over here: factory construction bonus, wealth creation bonus, terraforming bonus, xenology, and logistics. This guy, he's got nothing. This guy got some other bonuses, but what I'm looking for is a mining bonus. Unfortunately, nobody has it. So this guy has pretty much nothing to offer for us, so we probably shouldn't put him in charge of Earth. Anderson Gregerson has some factory production bonus, which is quite nice. But this is Earth, we don't need to terraform it, we don't have diplomacy, and we don't really need logistics either. You, in the other hand, Rudolph Milroy, has the factory production bonus and wealth creation bonus. Both of them are quite useful, and since Devon Farron doesn't have enough skill to administrate a planet of the size of New Earth with 500 million people, we're gonna put Rudolph Milroy in charge of Earth. So this wealth creation bonus, what does it do? I'm glad you asked. So, you can see over here we have an annual wealth creation for Earth. We also see a racial wealth. Now, remember this message: new shipping line created. Margulies Interstellar. When we go over here, we can see all our shipping lines. There's only one at the moment. It doesn't have any ships, doesn't have any income, it's quite poor, only 2,000 wealth, and it has a share price. What we can do is we can subsidize it, which means we up its current wealth, and with that it can buy more ships. Fortunately, there's not much ships to be produced because we're really technologically backward compared to a Trent-Newtonian start. But in the end, when we research more technologies and maybe got a colony going, for example, this shipping line can do quite a lot of work for us. It will transport colonists from Earth to the new colony. It will transport infrastructure and trade goods and many other things. And we will be able to tax that and get money out of it. And we can spend that money to subsidize this shipping line, and if shipping lines are profitable, then more shipping lines can come and we can subsidize them, etc, etc. But that's not the best way of spending my wealth. So this is the income screen where you can see how much wealth we get. And we can also pay the civilians to and we can set up a contract and we can pay them to do different kinds, like supply certain amounts of mines to certain colony and such things. And in that way we spend a little bit of money, but we force them to do some work that we can't be bothered by doing. Okay, so that's pretty much it. We are all pretty much done and ready to go on for the next month, because we're going to do things in monthly ticks. We want to automate assignments of naval officers. Ground force officers also fall under that. And the tour length is 24 months. That means every 24 months the game will check. Everybody will be unassigned from their current job and reassigned to the job if they are still the best. If not, a better person will be assigned. If a person is unassigned for about 6.7 years, I believe, or maybe just 6 in general, he will be fired from the academy, not the academy, fired from our officer corps, and be declared, well, too many people are here, you're not doing anything here, we're not paying your salary anymore, you can go with retirement. That way we don't have in 100 years 2,000 lieutenant commanders sitting there, of which half of them can't even scratch their own ass. And another thing we can do, don't really think it matters that much right now, is put in staff officers. Now this looks completely empty, but that's because we don't have any fleet admirals. Go to our captains. We can assign a commander of the fleet headquarters. So we have for our captains Keith, a sergeant, and Abdul Momon. And I'm going to go with, doesn't really matter that much. Abdul is a problem solver, while Keith is cold-mannered, methodical, and unkempt. Well, I like a problem solver, so you're going to be the commander of a fleet headquarters. Congratulations. Now a lot of new people, of new jobs actually came into being. Don't look at this unassigned, it's just if we want to unassign Keith, Abdul Momon, we can unassign him here. Doesn't mean that he is unassigned or something like that. So Keith, sergeant, political reliability bonus. You're not that good, just a political guy. Let's see what we have for commanders. Ruben Nail has some political skills. And this is more interesting because there is a survey bonus. So eventually we're gonna survey the other bodies in our solar system to see what kind of new trans-Newtonian elements we can find. And having a survey commander in the fleet headquarters will give us a bonus. So this is a 50% bonus, that's pretty good, but maybe we can do better. 20% bonus, indeed we can. You do not have a bonus to survey, and you have only 10%. And lieutenant commanders, I'm not sure if we can assign them here, because you need a certain rank, but I'm gonna check anyway if there is a good survey bonus person. 10%, 15, 20 was the highest, I believe. 10. No. So this is the best person for surveying at the moment. Assign. I'm not sure if this is the best option actually, because we could also make him the commander of our survey ship in the future, which means I believe he probably, as far as I know, he will then apply his full survey bonus to that ship, and now he will only do a small amount because he's giving it to every ship, and we're only gonna have like 1 or 2 survey ships, so maybe we would have wanted him in a ship, but I think this is fine. We have a couple of good guys who can actually do it, so it's gonna be good. Now, just for saying, we have another 6 jobs over here. So key sergeant, you can be in charge of public affairs. You're a good you have good political. It's too high in rank to take this assignment. Unfortunate. Oh, maybe that's a maximum rank then. Can be. I don't know. In that case, do we have somebody over here who is pretty much useless? Well, you have a high diplomacy bonus. Maybe you should go be our public affairs officer. Congratulations, Dominic. You made it. You have a fighter combat and operation bonus, so you're gonna be in charge of fighter ops, Tyler. Darwin can be in charge of operations. Nah, let's make him a communications officer. Agnes gonna be Agnes gonna be free because she has a high survey bonus as well. And Ruben, you're gonna be the operations officer. And then we have some lieutenant commanders. So let's see. I see a logistics bonus. I also see a communication bonus over here somewhere. So let's reassign this. Yes. And now we're looking for an intelligence guy. Yeah, this all doesn't really matter that much yet, but it's fun to do. At least I find it fun to do because we're kind of doing kind of roleplay thing, and therefore we should kind of have something over here. You have an espionage bonus, so you're gonna be in charge of intelligence. Great. So now we have staff officers as well. And we are ready to click the famous buttons over here to forward our time. So let's go for 1 30-day increment. In the log over here, let's set it to default colors, which give all these event types a color specific to what their type is. That way you can see easier what happens. And an officer that we assigned has increased his communications because he was assigned to his job and he got some experience. And the game auto assigned a couple of officers to the ground squadrons that we have left over from the war. Great. So now we're ready to keep advancing time and production. 1st of March in the in the 5th year of the New Reckoning, and the 6th of March in the 3rd year of New Reckoning. This increased because our governor of Earth had a production bonus. And you can see we are predicting a shortage in uranium because our annual production is really low, and our military academy requires some, and our shipyard requires some. We can see that it it increased its capacity with 83 tons. Quite a lot. But we're gonna need a lot more. I think we need about 4,500 tons, if I'm correctly remembering my ship design. But that's all for later. And that's gonna be it for this first episode. So I hope you will enjoy this look at Aurora 4X. And please help me out in the comment section. And together we can make a nice story out of this, I hope. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.